is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. This intriguing paradox unravels itself when we contemplate the vast tapestry of human nature. In our quest for understanding, there lies a curious phenomenon. Those who know little often speak the loudest, their voices reverberating across the caverns of discourse. Yet this overconfidence, born from a lack of awareness, can be seen as both a blessing and a curse. Consider the untamed wild. It is often the unassuming creatures, those unfamiliar with fear, that venture boldly into the unknown, undeterred by the specters of doubt. It is not, however, recklessness alone that should be admired, but rather the impetus to act in the absence of complete knowledge that drives innovation and discovery. While knowledge grounds us, offering a profound clarity, it also brings the burden of doubt and hesitation, as every new understanding unveils a multitude of uncertainties. The true artistry of life lies in balancing these dual forces, the courage born of ignorance and the wisdom bred by knowledge. In doing so, we grasp the essence of progress, leading with open hearts and inquisitive minds. This dual nature of our existence invites us to embrace both the shadows of not knowing and the illuminations of understanding, weaving them together in a dance that is at once audacious and enlightened, inspiring us to carve paths that were once thought impossible. In the long history of humankind, those who learned to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. Even the simplest creatures can teach us profound lessons about life. The ability to cooperate is as essential as the ability to compete. Nature provides no guarantees, only opportunities. The world will always reward those who can adapt. Observation is the foundation of all science. Our intellect should be used not to dominate nature, but to understand it. Nature is full of wonder for those willing to look. Humanity's greatest strength lies in its curiosity and its compassion. We must tread lightly on the earth, for we are but temporary stewards. A moral being is one who is capable of reflecting on his past actions and their motives. Sympathy is the basis of moral action. Man selects only for his own good, nature only for that of the being which she tends. The natural world is endlessly fascinating, not for what it gives us, but for what it teaches us. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth. Nothing is more wonderful than the balance of ecosystems which holds the world together. The history of life is a story of competition and cooperation. The curious mind is never satisfied, always asking why. Humanity is but a small chapter in the great book of nature. Every new fact leads to more questions, not answers. Human progress depends on understanding the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Nature rewards patience and persistence. What we do to the earth, we do to ourselves. Life is a continual process of becoming. Humanity is a work in progress. Progress is made by those who question the status quo. The natural world is a mirror of our own evolution. Understanding nature requires humility. The mysteries of life will always exceed our understanding. Knowledge is a tool, and like all tools, it must be used wisely. Progress comes from the accumulation of small changes. The smallest changes in nature can have the greatest impacts. Adaptation is nature's only constant. Even failure is a form of progress, for it eliminates what does not work. Nature works through slow, steady change, not sudden leaps. Man owes much of his success to his ability to work with others. The survival of one species often depends on the survival of many. To doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Change, no matter how painful, is the mechanism of improvement. Our ignorance of the forces of nature should be a humbling reminder of how much we have to learn. Every life form has a role to play in the grand scheme of existence. The more we know, the more we realize we do not know. The beauty of nature is in its endless adaptability. Man tends to remember the successes of his ancestors, but evolution remembers their failures. Understanding is the reward for curiosity. The struggle for existence strengthens the survivors and prepares them for the future. Science consists of building knowledge through careful observation and reasoning. The wonders of the natural world should inspire both humility and curiosity. The natural selection process is indifferent to our preferences. What surprises me most is not the complexity of nature, but its simplicity in achieving complexity. The laws of nature are impartial and unyielding. True wisdom lies in accepting what we cannot change and working to change what we can. The survival of humanity depends on its ability to live in harmony with nature. Even the strongest species can fall if they fail to adapt. What we learn from nature, we must apply to our own lives. Life is a constant experiment, and evolution is its outcome. Our differences are what make us unique and essential to survival. Nature holds the answers to questions we have yet to ask. Adapting is not just a choice, it is a necessity. The secrets of life lie in the interconnectedness of all things. Nature teaches us that change is not the enemy, but the path forward. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. We stopped looking for monsters under our bed when we realized that they were inside us. The survival of a species depends not only on its fitness, but on its ability to adapt to new environments. The essence of life is growth. Without adaptation, life stagnates.